All right, we want to find the derivative of this function. We got f of x equals, we have 2x squared minus 3x times 1 plus x squared. And we're going to find this two ways, right? First, we want to use the product rule. And then the second way is we're just going to FOIL this out, and then we can take the derivative of that. So let's see what we mean, right? So, okay, wait a minute. What is a product rule? It says that, let's say we have a function, and there are actually two things being multiplied together, which we have here, right? I'm going to call this u and v, okay? Then the derivative of this, so we'll call it u prime times v. So we'll take the derivative of u, multiply that by v, and then we'll just do the opposite, right? We'll take the derivative of v, multiply that by u, right? We call it u prime v plus v prime of u. And once again, we notice that, yeah, this is going to be our u function, this is going to be our v function, so we should be able to do that, okay? Well, let's just do this first, okay? So let's see, what do we get for our derivative then? Okay, well, what's the derivative of u? Right, in this case, we can just use the power rule each time, right? So the derivative of u, or u prime, we get what? 4x minus 3. So 4x minus 3 times v, so times 1 plus x squared, plus now v prime, so the derivative of the v function here is just going to be 2x times u, which is 2x squared minus 3x. And actually that's it, right? Well, we'd have to simplify and combine like terms, but we have u prime times v plus v prime times u. Let's go ahead and just distribute everything and then combine like terms. So we've got to FOIL this one, right? So we get 4x plus 4x cubed minus 3x squared. And then here we get plus 4x cubed minus 6x squared. So when we combine everything, we get 4x plus 4x, that's 8x cubed, right? That takes care of the cube terms. We have negative 3 minus 6, which gives us minus 9x squared, right? That takes care of this guy. And then we just have a plus 4x minus 3, and there we go, right? So using the product rule, okay, we found the first derivative. What's the second way though? Let's just multiply this guy out, right? Well, just FOIL it in the beginning. So f of x, right? We're just going to FOIL this out right now. We get 2x squared, right? Plus 2x to the fourth minus 3x minus 3x cubed. Okay. Let's just rewrite this so that it's in descending order. 2x to the fourth minus 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 3x. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to use the power rule in each term, right? So we're using it's called the sum rule. So these are sums and differences. So we can just actually take the derivative of each one individually using the power rule. What does the power rule say? We'll bring down to 4, subtract that by 1. What do we get? We get 8x cubed. Bring down to 3 here, then subtract it by 1. So 3 times 3 is 9. And then bring that down by 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract that by 1, so we get x. And then, remember, this is a 1 here, right? So bring that 1 down, subtract that by 1. That actually just goes away. We get minus 3. And, of course, right, we got to get the same answer, right? The derivative is unique. So hopefully this is a good example. We can use the product rule, or we can just multiply this out. Either way, right, we should get the same answer for the derivative.